So these electrons, they're having a fixed amount of energy in each cell. So they does not radiate any kind of energy. Means radiate means in the sense of what? They're not going to lose their energy. So that what is happening? Continuously they will be in a revolving around the nucleus, so that atoms are stable in nature. That is what the explanation given by Niels Bohr. That is the explanation of Niels Bohr for drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model. So he said 2 points. One is what? So electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed cells. That is what energy cells has been said. So each energy cell is having different amount of energy, and the cells which are close to the nucleus is having low energy, and the cells which are present far away from the nucleus is having what, guys? High energy. That is the first point given by Niels Bohr. And the second point, so when the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, they are in particular orbit, and the energy level around the nucleus does not radiate any kind of energy. Electrons does not radiate any kind of energy, means they do not going to lose any energy, even though when they are in accelerated motion around the nucleus. So they do not lose the energy while they are revolving in a certain permitted orbit. They do not fall into the nucleus, so that atoms are remains stable in nature. So this is what the explanation given by Mr. Niels Bohr. Okay, so this is what the 2 points which you need to remember. What is the first point, guys? Different cells is having different energy levels. The cells which are close to the nucleus, low energy, which are far away from that, having high energy, and they are not radiating energy while they are in accelerated motion. These are the two things which you have to remember. Explanation given by Niels Bohr for the drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model. First point, write it. The electrons could revolve around the nucleus. The electrons could revolve around the nucleus What do you want, sir? Karthik? Mukesh, Karthik? The electrons could revolve around the nucleus. The electrons could revolve around the nucleus in only certain orbits. Orbits also we used to call as what? Pradosh? Also we used to call as energy cells. Energy levels we can say. Certain orbits. Each orbit having a different radius. Each orbit is having different radius. Each orbit is having different radius. The electrons could revolve around the nucleus in only certain orbits. Only in certain orbits. Each orbit having a different radius. Sai, are you writing, Sai? Each orbit having different radius. Next, the electrons in each orbit have a characteristics amount of energy. A characteristics amount of energy. A characteristics amount of energy. Characteristics amount of energy. Characteristics amount of energy. Energy.
Again, can you repeat?
Yeah, the electrons in each orbit have a characteristics amount of energy. A characteristics amount of energy, and down you draw this diagram. You can make what is that middle nucleus positive charge and make 2-3 circles, and you can say the cells which are close to the nucleus having what energy? Low energy, and the cells which is far away from the nucleus is having high energy. So it is helpful for the Bohr's model, understanding Niels Bohr's atomic model. That is what. So the energy is the cells which is closer to the nucleus having low energy, having which is having far away from that having high energy. That is what the first point. Second point, draw the circle and you can write low energy and high energy cells. Second point. Asita, are you understand, Asita? Second point.
Yes, sir.
When an electron is revolving in a particular orbit, when an electron is revolving when an electron is revolving in a particular orbit, when an electron is revolving in a particular orbit or particular energy level, when an electron is revolving in a particular orbit or particular energy level around the nucleus, comma, around the nucleus, comma, the electrons does not radiate energy. The electrons does not radiate energy. So does not radiate energy. Also we can put as what? Bracket you can write loss of energy. No loss of energy. Okay guys? Does not lose energy even though it has accelerated motion. 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 Even though it has accelerated motion around the nucleus. Around the nucleus. Around the nucleus. And since the electrons do not lose energy, since the electrons do not lose energy, while revolving in certain permitted orbits, while revolving in certain permitted orbits, certain permitted orbits, they do not fall into the nucleus. They do not fall into the nucleus. They do not fall into the nucleus. Hence, the atom remains stable. Hence, the atom remains stable. So this is the explanation of Niels Bohr for drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model. Okay. So in exam, they will ask you, write the drawbacks, explanation of Niels Bohr for the drawback of Rutherford. Then you have to write these 2 points. Understand, Jayavarsini? And you have to draw with the example. Both the structures you have to draw. One is for what? Low energy, another one is high energy, and next one is electrons are continuously in a same position because they are in a circular motion or accelerated motion. They remains, they are not going to lose any energy. So they remains, they are in having so they are possessing the same energy always. It is constant. That is what it is. Okay, Shruti, Tamil Selvan, clear? Yes. So
yes, sir.
if you understand this, then this is what the second atomic model of the atom. Now, if it comes to the third one, that is what the third one, who is the scientist called as Bohr's model of the atom. Okay. So the present concept of atom, which we are studying the present in our this 21st century also, that is what given by Niels Bohr only. So now the Bohr's model of atom, how it will be described and what he has been made, let us study now. So please all of you keep reading Bohr's model of the atom. BOHR, Bohr's model of the atom. Bohr's model of the atom. Shall we start? Manya and Samaya? Okay. So now, first of all, if you'll notice it, he said that by the time Mr. Chadwick has been discovered the neutrons also. So now, by the time of Bohr's model, even Rutherford model itself, we people know neutrons also. Understand everyone? So he has been said, first of all, what is the first point made by Bohr's model of the atom? See, these all the things not new to us. It is very already known thing, but you have to learn. So that is, and every atom is made up of three particles. What is that, guys? Electrons, protons, and
Neutron.
that is the first point set by Bohr's model of the atom. Please all of you write. An atom is made up of three particles. An atom is made up of three particles. An atom is made up of three particles. What is the three particles, Shakti? Karthik? Three particles. That is what? Protons, electrons, and
Atomic.
neutrons. Okay, that is the first point set by the Niels Bohr. And he said that electrons having what charge, guys? Electrons having negative charge, protons having positive charge, and neutrons have no charge.
No
They are
charge.
in nature. So due to this presence of equal number of negative electrons and positive protons, the atom on the whole is electrically neutral. That is the first point set by Niels Bohr. So Niels Bohr said that the charge of protons is positive charge and the charge of electrons is negative charge and the neutrons is having no charge. So that is why they are in, what is the nature of neutrons, guys? They are neutral in nature. Understanding? So now, and also what? So the number of protons which is equals to number of electrons. So that is why atom is what, guys? Atom is stable in nature. Stable in nature means electrically stable. Electrically stable in nature. This is the first point. Please write it, all of you. Maitreyan, I understand, Maitreyan? So what he said, first point, every atom is consist of three subatomic particles except hydrogen. Don't ask me again, hydrogen is not having neutrons. Or basic hydrogen does not have, but heavy hydrogens having. That we also will study. So he said that every atom is made up of three subatomic particles called as protons, electrons, and neutrons. And protons is having positive charge, electrons is having negative charge, and neutrons does not have any charge. They are neutral in nature. So every atom is having equal number of protons and equal number of electrons. So that is why every atom is what, guys? Electrically neutral or electrically stable in nature. We can say electrically neutral. That is the first thing he has been said. Okay. Now second point. Second point. Protons and neutrons are located in where? Where they are located? They are located at nucleus. That is what used to called as located in a small nucleus at the center of the atom. So due to this, the presence of protons, nucleus is what charge, guys? Positive or negative charge? Positive charge. That is
Positive.
the point, right? The protons and neutrons are located in a. The protons and neutrons are. The protons and neutrons are located in a small nucleus of center of the atom due to protons, due to presence of protons. What is the charge of nucleus, guys? Protons. Nucleus is positively charged. Due to presence of protons, nucleus is positive charge. This is the second point. Is it okay, Tamil Selvan? Darun? Shruti? Yes. Next. Positive charge. Next one. Third point. So as we people know that, you might be guessing it. So he said that explanation for the Rutherford atomic model. What is the first explanation said by Rutherford atomic model? Niels Bohr. Can anybody say? What he said?
The electron revolve around the nucleus in
Revolving
certain
in a
orbit.
particular orbits. That is what we used to call as energy cells. Is it yes or no, guys? So each,
Yes, sir.
what he said, the energy cell which is closer to the nucleus, having low energy or high energy, Pradosh?
Low energy.
Low energy. And the cells which are present far away from that is having high energy. Yes. So that is what. So he said that the electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus in a particular fixed circular path. That is what we used to call as energy levels, or we can say cells. Understanding? So these cells is to represent with the two different names. One is with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what nucleus we can say. What is this called as, guys? Nucleus. So nucleus contains what? Protons plus neutrons. This is what we used to call as nucleons. What we used to call? Nucleons. Understanding? So the substances which is present in nucleus is called as nucleons. Understanding? So this cells he is to represent it with a 1, 2, 3, 4. Or he is to represent with what, guys? He is to represent it with a K, L, M, N, O and P. That is what we have to remember. So that is the representation which has been made by Mr. Niels Bohr. That he said that he has been represented the cells in two ways, either by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or by K, L, M, N, O, P. Understand? So till now present, the number of cells what is present, the maximum. So as we know, 118 elements is the known elements are present. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. These all elements. So the maximum number of cells is coming only till 5. So that is why we will study only 5. If any element which will future, if you will find, if it contains more number of electrons, then you can come, sixth cell also will come. But all the 118 elements, we can arrange the electrons. We'll study that also by using only 5 cells. So these 5 cells used to represent with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or he used to represent with the K, L, M, N, and last one is what, guys? We should represent with the P. We used to. That is what it is. Third point. Clear, Jayvarshini, Manya and Samya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is. So, what is the third point he has been said, guys? The electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus in a fixed circular path called as energy levels. And these energy levels we can represent in two ways. What is that ways? Either by the numbers called as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we can represent by the letters called as K, L, M, N, and P. So these energy levels counted from the center to outwards. Always you should remember, we have to count from center to the outwards only. Like this only we can count. So who is having highest energy? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is having more energy? Which orbit? Fifth cell having more high than
energy.
1. 4 is having 3 compared to 3. 3 is having more than 2. 2 is having more than 1. That is what energy cells. This is the third point given by the Niels Bohr. So please all of you write third point. Third point. The electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus. The electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus in a fixed circular path, called energy levels or cells. Energy levels are cells. Energy levels are cells. The energy levels are cells represented in two ways. The energy levels or cells are represented in two ways. One is what, guys? First one is what? First one is either by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, etc. or by the letters K, L, M, N, O. K, L, M, N, O and P. K, L, M, N, O and P. And down you draw the diagram. So always cells we used to count from where? Outwards to inwards or inwards to outwards?
Inwards to
By
outwards.
2 ways afterward.
Outwards we used to count it. That is what the third point made by the Niels Bohr. So this is all about it. So okay. So now already time up again. You have to...
Represented in 2 ways what?
Yes, Pradosh.
Sir, represented in two ways.
Represented in two ways. Two ways. First one, either by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either by the numbers, you can write first one. Either by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even you want 6 also. But till 5 is enough. And the second one is what? By the letters. By the letters. K, capital letters K, L, M, N, O, and P. That is okay. And down you draw the circle, this diagram, and you can represent. Always you will measure the number of cells from inwards to the outwards. That is, you have to represent. This arrow will represent it. Either you can represent KLMN, O, KLMNO. Next only P will come, guys. So sixth one. Sixth cell only P cell will come. So sixth. Okay. KLMNOP, or we can represent with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what you can represent. So this is all about the 3 point. So now next 4, 5, 6 totally he has been given 6 point. That is all we'll study in the next class. From here we'll continue in the tomorrow's class. So with this I'll leave and we'll meet again afternoon. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.